At 10 with the debate over THC in Texas. Governor Greg Abbott's executive order regulating hemp products containing THC is getting new pushback tonight from his second in command. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who pushed hard to fully ban intoxicating hemp products, lashed out at the executive order. KVU's Daniel Perot is here with more on this latest clash and what has been a rare public dispute between the state's top two Republicans. Daniel.
Mark, the governor's order directs state agencies to ban the sale of hemp products to minors. The lieutenant governor certainly had some choice words about that today. In a lengthy statement, he criticized the order point by point, saying that it legitimizes a dangerous industry. But Governor Greg Abbott says that he could not allow the status quo to continue.
Oh my God.
A new leaf sprouting in a budding battle.
You have no
the
idea
state's
what
top
you have
Republican
unleashed.
Leaders. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says it's not a personal fight with Governor Greg
Abbott,
but a disagreement on an extremely important policy matter.
We want to make sure we do everything we can to protect our kids.
Patrick blasting the executive order as emboldening a dangerous industry. He says it creates a pathway for the full legalization of marijuana in Texas. Writing, the governor's executive order, intentionally or not, has sent a signal to the THC industry that they have a state seal of approval on the current THC market. The governor made the move to regulate the products after 3 legislative sessions ended without a compromise. Patrick said they could not agree on THC concentration, serving size, or amount that would not lead to intoxication and abuse, and lawmakers could not vote for the unknown on those 3 critical issues. Patrick pushed for an all-out ban on the products, but Governor Abbott vetoed a bill that would have done that, asking lawmakers instead to regulate the products like alcohol.
I wasn't going to delay and try to act as strongly as I could to try to reduce this product in the marketplace.
The executive order bans THC product sales to people under the age of 21 and tasks state agencies with creating new rules for regulating testing, package labeling, and increasing licensing fees. State agencies will also coordinate with DPS to ramp up enforcement statewide.
Trying to do as much as possible to get dangerous products off of the market while at the same time not going beyond the bounds of the legal authority that would exist by a regulatory agency.
Patrick says in last week's discussions, Republican leaders agreed to ban smoke shops, convenience stores, and corner stores from selling THC products and ban all smokable THC products and all Delta 8 and Delta 10 synthetic products. But the executive order doesn't do any of that. Patrick says he's always open to continued conversations with the governor. The Texas Department of State Health Services and the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission are expected to begin the process of developing guidance and proposing new rules in the coming weeks. Reporting in the studio, Daniel Perot, KVU News.
All right, so I didn't realize this was going to be kind of a theme show because we write our editorial before the week starts, and so it was all about freedom of speech. Then the assassination occurred, so this is turning into a theme show. But it is kind of interesting that this guy was shot, and he's been on our show, been on my podcast. I talked to him. I liked him. I like everybody.
Oh, how Bill Maher liked Charlie Kirk.
I'm glad
what a surprise.
But he was shot under a banner that said, "Prove me wrong," because he was a debater. And too many people think the way to do that, to prove you wrong, is to just eliminate you from talking altogether. So the people who mocked his death or justified it, I think you're gross. I have no use for you. The people who are saying now we're at war, I have no use for you. So my first question, true or false? I think the real war is not between left or right. It's for the people it's between the people on both sides who want a war and the people who don't.
I mean, I think that's accurate. I knew Charlie for 13 years, and when he was a kid, he was like an 18-year-old kid when I first met Charlie in the Breakers in Palm Beach, and he was fundraising, running around, and I watched him, grow into a man and watch him, get married and have a couple of very young kids. And, whatever you thought of Charlie's views is irrelevant. The fact is that what he made his living doing and what he actually did quite well, made himself really good at this, was just going and talking to people on the other side, and that's what he was killed doing. He was literally in the middle of answering a question and picked up the microphone and was shot in the throat. And we do have a serious problem in this country with people who believe that violence is the proper response to speech, and that does skew young. I mean, what the polls tend to show is that of Gen Z, only 58% of Gen Z believes that there is no excuse for violence in response to speech, meaning that 42% believe that there are some times that violence ought to be a response to speech, which is deeply terrifying. I mean, on a personal level, obviously, I have 24/7 security. I've had 24/7 security for a decade. I've spoken at a lot of college campuses. I never, honest to God, thought that we were going to get to this point. Even the assassination of political figures is not the same thing as just being shot in the throat for the crime of debating issues in the public square. And I thought wrong. You know, I thought that that's not what America is or what it should be about. And we've come to someplace incredibly dark in our nation's history. And, you know, I weep for the country. I weep for Charlie. It's terrific.
Yes, sir?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, you know, to Ben's point, a lot of the polling we've seen in recent years is all pointing in the wrong direction on this question about how acceptable political violence is. And you know, I did not know Charlie. We were sort of sparring partners from afar at times, disagreed on a lot of things. I've got to say, one of the things that I really, really admired about the guy, especially over these last couple of years, I kept seeing these clips of him on campuses, on your podcast, talking with Gavin Newsom on his podcast.
Yeah.
He wanted the debate. He wanted the dialogue. He was not trying to cancel or censor or shut people down. He wanted to have those conversations with you. And it's just, it's tragic and it's terrible on so many levels. This is a young guy. He's a husband. He's a father, child of God. And he was killed representing the very American ideal that we settle our fights with words, not with weapons. Which sounds cliche, but it's how we're here. It's how this experiment in self-government works. And when that starts to fall apart, we've seen a lot of political violence in recent years. I mean, I was with Steve Scalise in the hospital after he was nearly assassinated, Gabby Giffords, January 6th, the attempt in Butler on President Trump's life. And sadly, the response to this has not been shock and horror and a reversal of the trend line in these polls. If anything, it seems as though, particularly to Ben's point among younger voters, that this is becoming mainstreamed and becoming acceptable in some way.
There has never been a better argument for extra scrutiny on nominees when they're putting forward people with no experience or putting forward judges that can't even get the Bar Association to approve their nomination. Chuck Schumer is unfortunately not the guy to be doing this, but somebody should be vetting these people.
I just want everyone here and in the country to understand what our Republican colleagues just did. For the third time this year, Republicans just resorted to the so-called nuclear option in the Senate, weakening the Senate even further and turning this chamber into a conveyor belt for unqualified Trump nominees. But what Republicans have done is chip away at the Senate even more, to give Donald Trump more power and to rubber stamp whomever he wants, whenever he wants them, no questions asked.
I just can't help but get fired up every time I hear that lion speak. Anyway, that's Chuck Schumer, and he's not wrong in what he's saying. It is the Senate once again just saying, hey, all that stuff about like procedure and tradition and the rights of the minority. Yeah, we're in charge now, so screw all that stuff. We're done. We want to use our power, and that's what they're doing. They did trigger a version of the nuclear option yet again, allowing them to speed up the confirmation of Donald Trump's nominees. And so normally you need 60 of 100 senators to agree to vote to move toward passing legislation. By using this nuclear option, the majority party can just use majority rule to change the rules. In this particular case, the vote was 53 to 45 to establish a new rule that allows the Senate to confirm a big block of nominees rather than process each one individually. Republicans say they'll allow their own senators to object to individual nominees in any given block, but the rule will strip away the power of the minority party to do the same thing, because this is not a democracy. This is nothing. This is a game. I mean, they're barely a Senate. They're there as long as Donald Trump doesn't tweet about them or whatever. We're a failed state. Just understand that. I mean, I guess one silver lining is that theoretically now, if the Democrats get back in charge, more power for them if they want to do this. But I just want to point out that, like, yes, if you're in charge and the minority party is blocking everything, that's really annoying. I want everyone to bear in mind that the nominees this year have been the least qualified. There were people under Bush that didn't seem qualified. We have Fox News hosts filling incredibly sensitive roles. We have podcasters and grifters, insane people, 22-year-old ex-gardeners in charge of counter-terrorism security. There has never been a better argument for extra scrutiny on nominees when they're putting forward people with no experience or putting forward judges that can't even get the Bar Association to approve their nomination. Chuck Schumer is unfortunately not the guy to be doing this, but somebody should be vetting these people. Jordan, I'll go to you first. What do you think about this change?
This just is another instance of Democratic weakness. And we just watched as they threw up their hands, said, oh, we can't, the rules say we can't do this. We can't eliminate the filibuster. We can't change the rules to pass through popular legislation. Meanwhile, we at home, us all watching it, knew Republicans, if they were in the same circumstance, would. And this is what they're doing. And this is why people gravitate towards the right, because you might not like everything that they do, but you can clearly see they will fight for something and they will do whatever they can to enact their agenda. And then we're just watching as Schumer complains about the parliamentarian or the Senate filibuster rules. They'll just change it. If it gets in their way, they'll change it. They ignored the parliamentarian on Trump's budget bill. They ignored the CBO and the readings. They didn't care. Why are we letting these constraints get in the way of popular policy, if not that the Democrats in power and in leadership specifically don't actually want to do these things? They're beholden to corporate donors and special interests. Those donors and those voices don't want these things to pass because it affects their bottom line. And we pay. We deal with the consequences, not them. They're fine. It's absolutely aggravating, John.
I mean, they're institutionalists, you know, and as a result, the Democrats do find themselves, as Jordan says, in this place where they're
Tonight, after 33 hours and more than 11,000 tips, the manhunt in Utah is over. But the search for answers is only beginning. The more we learn about the man that the feds say killed Charlie Kirk, the more questions there are tonight about his motive. No one wants those answers right now more than Charlie Kirk's family and his closest friends. As we are hearing this evening for the first time from his widow, Erica Kirk, speaking from her late husband's studio.
2 days ago, my husband, Charlie, went to see the face of his Savior and his God. Charlie always said that when he was gone, he wanted to be remembered for his courage and for his faith. And one of the final conversations that he had on this earth, my husband witnessed for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now and for all eternity, he will stand at his Savior's side, wearing the glorious crown of a martyr. Charlie loved life. He loved his life. He loved America. He loved nature, which helped him always bring him closer to God. He loved the Chicago Cubs. And my goodness, did he love the Oregon Ducks. Want me to say go Ducks, so I have to since they play on Saturday. So go Ducks. But most of all, Charlie loved his children, and he loved me with all of his heart, and I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, how can I serve you better? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? Every day. Every day. He was such a good man. He still is a good man.
The composure, poise, and resiliency that she just showed tonight amid her grief is nothing short of remarkable, and our thoughts are with Erica and her family, because she now is in the middle of preparing for a funeral and a future without her husband, as tonight law enforcement officials are still piecing together the clues in a very complex investigation, one that is now focusing solely on the 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, who was taken into custody late last night right after the source went off air, nearly 300 miles from where officials say he fired a single bullet from that rooftop at Utah Valley University. In the end, authorities say it was Robinson's own family and a family friend who led investigators to him. Officials say that Robinson's father recognized him in these pictures that were put out by the FBI yesterday. A source tells CNN that when he confronted his son, Robinson responded, quote, "I would rather kill myself than turn myself in." His father somehow persuaded him to talk to a youth pastor, and in that conversation, officials say Robinson confessed.
A family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident.
Tonight, Robinson is being held without bail in a Utah jail, and he's expected to be in court this Tuesday when those formal charges will be filed. A source tells CNN he was initially talking to investigators, but since he got an attorney, he has gone silent. Investigators have been searching his apartment in St. George, Utah today for a clearer picture of who he is and why they say he did what he did. CNN has learned that Robinson was enrolled in an electrical apprenticeship program at a local college. His voter registration records show that he's not affiliated with any political party and he didn't vote in the last two elections. His family told investigators that he had been getting more political in recent years, and they told officials about a recent conversation they had with him during a dinner.
In the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate.
Investigators are also trying to make sense of differing messages that were engraved on bullet casings found next to the rifle that officials say he ditched in the woods during his getaway. Those messages include "Hey fascist, catch," another referenced an Italian anti-fascist song. Others referred to video games and memes from different corners of the internet. And the messages might not be as clear as they seem. What is clear tonight is that Robinson was extremely online, and tonight investigators and even amateur investigators have been digging for clues in a twisted trail that he left behind. I want to start this evening with CNN's Ed Lavendare, who's live in Orem, Utah. And Ed, obviously, we're watching to see all the pieces of this investigation and what's happening here. But hearing tonight from Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk, in those comments where she thanked the first responders and praised them for what happened and their efforts that day. She vowed to continue his legacy, but just to hear from her and what she had to say when their 3-year-old daughter asked her where Daddy was is just nothing short of heartbreaking.
Oh, there's no question that in the midst of this incredibly high-profile murder that the entire world witnessed and many students witnessed up close, it's very striking that she makes these first public comments in the days after, in the aftermath of this tragedy for this family. That these comments come on the very day and hours after the suspect is apprehended after a 33-hour manhunt. And in these comments tonight, she spoke for almost 20 minutes, as you saw there at the beginning of the show, standing next to her husband's chair that he would normally carry out his broadcasts from in Phoenix, Arizona. And she talked about, as you mentioned, carrying on his legacy. She talked about how she believes that his voice will only grow stronger and louder. And she described him as a martyr.
The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country. in this world, you have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
And Caitlin, as Erica Kirk continued to talk, she vowed to continue on her husband's legacy at Turning Point USA. She said that these tours that he was kicking off here at the university in Utah, that it will continue as well. And it sounded very much like she would be very much involved in the future of Turning Point USA and part of its continuing legacy that, in her words, would honor her late husband. So that will be an interesting development to watch in the months and years ahead as the Turning Point USA political movement continues, and what Charlie Kirk's legacy will mean to that, and how her role in this organization will continue to play out in the months and years ahead. Caitlin?
Yeah, it's just remarkable to hear from her tonight at 11. Dara, thank you for that reporting. Keep us updated on what you're hearing on the ground in Utah.
He loved his life. He loved America. He loved nature, which helped him always bring him closer to God. He loved the Chicago Cubs. And my goodness, did he love the Oregon Ducks. Want me to say go Ducks, so I have to since they play on Saturday. So go Ducks. But most of all, Charlie loved his children. And he loved me with all of his heart. And I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, how can I serve you better? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? Every day. Every day. He was such a good man. He still is a good man. He was the perfect father. He was the perfect husband.
Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica, has been remembering her husband and his legacy 2 days after he was shot dead during a Turning Point USA event in Utah. And it's no secret that political violence is a growing problem in the United States. On the eve of the election last year, the Center for Strategic and International Studies, a military-focused think tank, found that the number of domestic terrorist attacks and plots against government targets motivated by partisan political beliefs in the past 5 years is nearly triple the number of such incidents in the previous 25 years combined. But this trend started years earlier. In early 2011, a man opened fire on Arizona Congresswoman Gabby Giffords as she met constituents. She was shot in the head, but survived. 6 others died, including a federal judge. Later that year, a man opened fire on the White House with a rifle after reportedly telling friends that President Barack Obama, quote, had to be stopped. In 2017, a gunman opened fire on members of Congress practicing for a charity baseball game. 4 people were injured, including Congressman Steve Scalise. Just 2 months later, a white supremacist drove his car into a crowd protesting a neo-Nazi rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. 35 people were hurt. 1, Heather Heyer, was killed. In 2018, the so-called MAGA bomber mailed 16 pipe bombs to politicians and public figures. He later pled guilty to 65 felonies. In 2020, 14 men were arrested for plotting to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer over her COVID restrictions. And then there was January 6th, the Capitol insurrection. Trump pardoned or commuted the sentences of all of the roughly 1,600 convicted and accused rioters. In 2022, Paul Pelosi was critically wounded by a home invader wielding a hammer. The assailant had reportedly been looking for former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. And then last summer, a would-be assassin fired a shot at Donald Trump as the former president spoke at a campaign rally. 2 months later, police would arrest the man stalking Trump at a golf course. He too reportedly planned to assassinate the president. And this year already, there was the firebombing of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's residence in April. The next month, a man fatally shot 2 Israeli embassy staffers near a Jewish museum in downtown Washington. And then in June, a gunman posing as a cop went to the home of Minnesota State House Speaker Melissa Hortman, killing her, her husband, and their dog. The gunman also critically wounded State Senator John Hoffman and his wife. In August, an anti-vax gunman fired more than 180 shots into the CDC headquarters in Atlanta. This is just a partial list. It does not include the politically motivated mass shootings that killed dozens in Charleston, in Orlando, in El Paso, in Buffalo, in Pittsburgh. But this isn't the first time the United States has been racked by political violence.
New details into out front about the man who allegedly murdered Charlie Kirk. The suspect's name is Tyler James Robinson, and Outfront just spoke to a man who worked with the 22-year-old as recently as 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, the man you see on your screen was at work. The two were both doing electrical work at what our source, who did not want to be identified, describes as a big custom house in Santa Clara, Utah. He says Robinson was, quote, a little abnormal, didn't talk to anyone. He was a quiet dude, and he didn't like talking unless spoken to. He stays in the back, and I knew from word of mouth from coworkers that he was not fond of Trump or Charlie Kirk, obviously. Now, you know, when you think about this, right, he's working on this job site 2 weeks ago. Robinson was a 4.0 student, honor roll kid. He'd received a prestigious scholarship to college. He had no criminal record. He is registered to vote, but not affiliated with a party. His parents are both registered Republicans. Right now, though, he is being held without bail on several charges, including aggravated murder. They say assassinating Charlie Kirk as a sniper. These are live pictures we're showing you right now of a Utah County jail. That is where Robinson is as we speak. Now, according to sources, he is not cooperating. He is not speaking to investigators. He was arrested overnight, though, more than 250 miles away from Utah Valley University, where Kirk was shot as he spoke to a crowd of students. We do have some new video of a person matching Robinson's description walking near Utah Valley University just moments before the shooting. So again, appears to be new video of the suspect just before the shooting. What later ensued was a massive manhunt, more than 33 hours, that ended only after Robinson's family turned him in. A source tells us that Robinson's father recognized his son after seeing these images, and it wasn't images you could look at and realize if that was somebody you knew well or that was your child, you would recognize them. Well, his parents did. And when confronted by his father, Robinson confessed, according to another source. But according to our John Miller's reporting, Robinson did not want to surrender, and he told his father, according to John's reporting, quote, "I would rather kill myself than turn myself in." Now, police say that one of Robinson's family members eventually reached out to a family friend, contacted the sheriff's office, and according to court documents, Robinson's behavior leading up to the shooting had changed. They say, and I quote, investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. And Utah's governor says the casings found with the rifle that's believed to have been used in the assassination included inscriptions like the words, "Hey, fascist, catch." Now, in a moment, I'm going to speak to Utah's Attorney General Derek Brown about the evidence and the investigation. First, though, I want to go to Ed Lavandera because he's outside that jail I just briefly showed you in Spanish Fork, Utah, where we understand Robinson is, right behind you tonight. Ed, and what is the latest that you're learning?
Well, he is here being held without bond. Two sources tell CNN that he did speak with investigators briefly when he was first taken into custody, but now we understand he is no longer speaking with investigators. And this, as investigators are now focused on trying to piece together the motive for what might have inspired this deadly attack.
We got him.
The information that led investigators to Tyler Robinson came just after authorities released new videos and enhanced photos of the suspect fleeing the shooting scene. The 22-year-old was arrested at his home at 10 p.m. Thursday night. Robinson is now in custody in the Utah County Jail, held on several charges, including aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm, and obstruction of justice. He could face the death penalty. The manhunt lasted 33 hours and started right after conservative activist Charlie Kirk was shot and killed with a single supersonic bullet. 12:23 p.m. Wednesday local time. Investigators say this video shows Robinson running along the rooftop of a Utah Valley University campus building, dropping to the ground and walking away. A rifle was found in a wooded area near the university with evidence that may point to the suspect's motive.
Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" "Catch!"
The governor also revealed investigators have unreleased video they say shows Robinson arriving on campus in a Dodge Challenger.
He is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes.
Authorities say the suspect arrived on campus at 11:52 a.m. Less than 24 hours later, at 9:48 a.m. Thursday, the FBI released the first photos from surveillance video of a person of interest, showing a man in sunglasses and a dark blue cap wearing a t-shirt with an American flag. Later that night at 7:52 p.m., authorities released the video of the suspect running across a rooftop. Robinson, matching the descriptions in the video, was later located at his home in Washington County, Utah, at 10 p.m. Thursday, 260 miles from the scene, and taken into custody. According to Utah's governor, Robinson's father confronted him after seeing the video and the images and told his son to turn himself in. Robinson was then transported overnight and booked into jail just before 2 a.m. Friday morning, 12 miles from the scene of Kirk's shooting.
And Aaron, local prosecutors tell us that formal criminal charges will be filed on Tuesday, and that is when Tyler Robinson is expected to make his first court appearance, his initial appearance, but he will not be taken from this jail to the court. We are told that hearing will take place virtually. Aaron?
All right, I guess with all the frenzy that would surround that. Ed, thank you very much. And Ed, outside that jail, I want to go now to the Attorney General of Utah, Derek Brown, as promised. And Attorney General, I appreciate your time. As you see that, you know, Ed's standing in front of the jail where Tyler Robinson is right now and is going to be through that booking. Is this, Attorney General, an open and shut case?
Well, I think at this point, what we know is that we've got a suspect in custody. The next couple of days, we're going to be obtaining all the evidence we can. As you've already indicated, this is a process of getting evidence that we can use in the charge.
And hello, fans of the modeler. For the longest time, I had no point of touch, point of impact, attache point, I don't know what I'm trying to say, with the Fender ToneMaster Pro. And in my job, I kind of need to have an overview of the market. Am I personally interested in an all-encompassing, can-do everything, has all these amps built in modeler? Well, if Leslie is so kind to show the amp wall behind.
Let's see how we're doing right now. That's way better. 400. That's a really slow upload speed. Upload is really slow. For fiber, it should be both. Should be about 400. Anyways, let's go ahead. We're just gonna do a little bit of RoboCop. Making new friends, how exciting.
food hall. Secure search squads.
We need crossfire.
Hardly anywhere to get cover. Or, I need to figure it out, because I just kind of went in there gung-ho. We'll see. Okay, I got this guy. We gotta go in there with this one. Oh, what did you fucking do, you retard? What is it? How do you scan? Ah, why did you do that? You wasted it.
Robocops entered the food hall. Secure search squads.
really terrible, to be honest. God, that was really difficult. Dude, honestly, I like cussed a lot on the phone today. I think I said Christ Almighty. Like, dude, everything's like an
Moving forward.
whoa, what are you doing? Nice. Ah, come on.
2-1, 3-1. He's suppressing fire on that side ahead.
Any coffee for Robo? Bubba wants an Oreo. I'm fucked. I don't got any more health charges or anything. Ran towards my death. All right, let's see. Yo, I like it here. I was like, you don't have to do that. I was like, dude, I never get to chop it up.
Robocops entered the food hall. Secure search squads.
was that? Dude's just chilling back there, I guess. Oh my god. Fucking nose is killing me, bro. I have to take some. Oh. Ugh.
Data Squad 1 reporting. Target not found. Moving on. Over.
Please, can you hear me? Help! We're inside! We have to get out! We're freezing here! We tried to hide from the mercenaries, but we picked a bad place! Please, look for the access code to open the door! It should be written somewhere in the kitchen!
I will try to help you.
Nice. Blew myself up. Where are you, man? Just get up close and fucking beat him down, dude. Straight up, just beat the living shit out of them. Where are you?
Hold your ground!
Pretty fucking intense. Alright, I gotta use this guy.
3-1, we need suppressing fire on that thing!
Suppress this, motherfucker. Oh my god.
Data Squad 2, RoboCop is approaching. Hold your positions. Data Squad 1 is picking up the trail. Over.
Why did you do that? Ugh.
Contact! Engage! 3-1! Move! Wrong left for flank him!
Squad 1 reporting. The target has moved to another area. Stop RoboCop in the food hall. Over.
Oh, what's going on now? I gotta get to bed soon. Holy shit, the fuck is that? Deadly, fire rate, heavily armored. Let's just see if I can punch him to death. Cool. What happened? I thought he was like super crazy. No recovery shot. Fucked up. No recovery charges. You're fucking gooning out here. Oops. with this music? Looking ridiculous.
Eyes on Tango. I need backup. Firm hit. Engage the target.
Look at that.
Hey, you! Government tool of oppression. You are busting my position, man. You can't squeeze in here.
I'm looking for a woman named Miranda. I assume she walked this way. Have you seen her?
Dr. Miranda Hale? She's the subject of my investigation. She works for those Xenos cannibals, you know.
When did you last see her?
Quite recently. She walked this way. I think the Xenos cannibals are not satisfied with the cooperation. I can tell you more about it.
Tell me more about your investigation.
This whole Omni Tower is a front for harvesting very specific fuel, which can only be obtained via processing human waste. No other planet has developed their specific chemical profile to replicate it. My theory is that OCP is researching it to later sell it, and thus manage the current rumored funding shortage.
Did you come up with it yourself?
Well, the members of our association laid connecting the dots is...
Is there anything you found here, sir?
I'm working on. Apart from that, have...
Thank you for sharing your concerns with me. Do you suspect that besides OCP, someone else is behind it?
Oh, suspect is a weak word. I know it for a fact. OCP, ABC, the important, but I must, and on top...
Thank you for your cooperation.
RoboCop? I need help.
What is the matter?
Those damn mercenaries. They tried to capture me, to hurt me, to kill me.
The woman with the scar on her hand. Do you know anything about her?
Are you looking for her too?
Do you?
I helped her. Actually, she's with me right now.
Let me talk to her.
But she's so weak. She can barely speak. Oh, actually, she's unconscious. Can you help us?
How can I help you?
I'm trapped. I tried to hide in the construction shop, and that damn security system took me for a thief. Now I'm stuck here. We're stuck. It blocked our way, and it keeps shooting. You gotta open the path from the security room on the other side of the hall. From there, it's straight through to the shop.
I had better leave right away then.
You go through a grocery store, and then you'll be in the place. And maybe you have to go through the warehouses too. Reach the security room, and you'll be almost at the right place.
Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, alright. I feel like I'm gonna face off with Ed 209 soon.
Is everything OCP makes this, shit?
This was never an issue before. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe the power outages burned something inside?
What's the matter, resident?
We've been trying to open this locker using a prescription, right? Exactly as it says on the instruction here.
It's really urgent. There are necessary meds inside this locker, please. Can you help us open the locker?
You did it. Oh, thank God. Can I have my medicine now?
That's my medicine, you lying junkie.
I will compare the prescription with the information provided on your IDs.
I left my ID in my living unit.
And I lost mine.
Those drugs are too strong to be handed out without proper investigation.
So what will you do?
I will conduct an interrogation. What is the medication for?
It's for a spinal injury.
I was just gonna say that.
Your answer is correct, madam. What is the primary substance of the medicine?
Tramadol?
You've no idea what composition this drug has. It's oxycodone, right?
True.
I always thought it was junkies who knew such things.
Do you struggle with substance abuse?
No. I don't. No abuse, no struggle, no nothing.
Can we stop this? I really need this medicine. The drug has been legally prescribed, and I don't know if my dependency counts as an addiction.
How is the drug administered?
It depends. It's
by mouth.
This is true. That is all. I know enough. I have made my decision. The drug belongs to you, madam.
I knew you would pass the right judgment.
However, I suggest contacting an addiction specialist.
fuck you too. So, just having drugs from a doctor is enough to be a junkie legally? Fucking double stick.
I was getting yelled at all freaking day. Just
nah. Fuck. Okay. What else?
RoboCop has entered the search area B. I'm moving to intercept.
security line. Take your positions. Over.
Okay.
Data Squad 4 confirming lead. Prepare to hold up RoboCop. Over.
Step back! Step back! You got it! I need backup! Confirm hit! He got me! I need backup! Hit! Confirm hit! Engaging target! I need backup! Confirm hit! I'm hit! I need backup! Got me! 2-1, moving forward! Confirm hit! He got me! I'm hit!
Target located. Data Squad 4 requesting cover. Over.
Motherfucker. Nice, 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 nice.
4 reporting. We're breaking through to the target. Explosives planted. Hale will be captured in a moment.
Damn. Fucked up. Where am I gonna start from?
Data Squad 4 reporting. We're breaking through to the target. Explosives planted. Hale will be captured in a moment.
Well, I'm fucking dead now.
More coming. I can only let you in once you get them out of there.
I think that might be the end. That's pretty difficult, this level. Try it again, and that's it. 12, 1, 2. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna cry, baby.
Data Squad 4 reporting. We're breaking through to the target. Explosives planted. Hale will be captured in a moment.
Blew his fucking head off. Dude. Alright, we're gonna give it up here in a second. One fucking recovery charge? That's atrocious.
Beta Squad 4 reporting. We're breaking through to the target. Explosives planted. Hale will be captured in a moment.
Got eyes on Tango!
Squad 4 reporting. We're breaking through to the target. Explosives planted. Hale will be captured in a moment.
Suppressing fire!
I got close.
Data Squad 4 reporting. We're breaking through to the target. Explosives planted. Hale will be captured in a moment.
Straight up beat him to death. That's too funny. Over here.
More are coming. I can only let you in once you get them out of there.
Bro, it's too many of them. Alright, back to menu. I'm getting out of here. Yeah, see you laters. Bye.